Yeah, it's actually good that you took it the way you did because honestly, that's exactly what it was. I get now why it felt like bullying to Yubi, because, truthfully, that's what it was. Maybe she didn't plan for it to come off that way, but when she pulled that move, that's exactly how it landed. Hey y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe, share the video, and sound off in the comments. You already know who we're talking about today, Tiffany. Miss Super Mayor herself. Tiffany loves throwing these little events, trying to make a splash, but here's the kicker. Nobody shows up. Even when she brings in real celebrities too. Her so-called Taste of Thornton event, guess how many attendees there were? Just 7. Yep, 7 people. And these weren't just random community folks, they were hand-selected guests. That's who came to feel the vibes. So when she hyped this thing like it was about to be the event of the year, it was pure delusion. Like someone already stuffed with food but still charging the buffet like they're starving. Tiffany, her appetite for attention, it's bigger than anything she can actually pull off. In her head, she's a celebrity. She's adored. And she truly believed she was cruising toward another big win. But what happened? She got absolutely washed. A full-on landslide. Her version of reality and actual reality. They're not even in the same dimension now. This last stunt she pulled. There was this guy in town, Ron Bosley, who runs a super popular car show. Year after year, he brings in real crowds, largely because Tiffany's not involved. So what does she do? She tries to cancel his event and lure the entire crowd to hers instead. Her game plan? Hijack his audience and pretend she's the reason people showed up? Let's be real at this point. Stealing seems like her full-time gig. On the next part. I was going to call it petty, but honestly, it was just wild. The South Suburban Car Show got shut down because someone placed massive concrete barricades at the entrance. No, seriously, giant blocks. The Park District says Tiffany did it out of pure spite, and they're even considering suing her. They should. Darren Bosley had been holding that car show at Needles Park's parking lot for 8 years without a problem. This year, he did everything right, paid a $1,000 permit fee, secured the space, and out of nowhere, he gets a call from Tiffany's top aide. We already know what kind of shady behind-the-scenes chats were going on. Let's be real, it was giving Kamal all day. I'm not blaming him for everything, but let's be honest, he probably hyped her up with some nonsense like, if you combine your event with his car show, people will think they came out for you. Normal person would have gone to Bosley and said, hey, your event's a hit every year, why don't we collaborate this time? But Tiffany doesn't operate like that. See, car shows have their own culture, their own vibe, their own energy. People come for the experience. Tiffany's events. They don't deliver that, they flop. That's why she has to bribe folks to attend, literally handing out flat-screen TVs to fill the room. And honestly, I'd show up too for a free TV and a front row seat to this circus. So yeah, Tiffany tried to ride the coattails of something successful and rebrand it as her own win. But what happened? Bosley got told that if he moved his event to her location on Greenwood, he'd be fine. Sound like a threat? That's because it was. And again, maybe she didn't set out to bully him, but that's exactly what it turned into. Tiffany's out here acting like a mob boss. Hold on. Or at least, that's what she thought she was. Now, she's probably back hiding out in her parents' basement. Actually, where's Tiffany? What is Tiffany? Why is Tiffany? Saturday morning rolls around, Bosley pulls up to the park hand. What's waiting for him? Giant concrete barricades? Not traffic cons, big heavy blocks, and to top it off, Dolton police were on site, threatening to tow any car that tried to park. What kind of turf war is this? Now the Park District are completely separate entities in conflict with the village. Because Tiffany couldn't handle a little competition. You already know she gave that order. Just picture her in the dead of night, directing where those blocks go like she's building a wall around her ego. And you know she was talking slick the entire time. Of course she was. Park District President Cleo Jones didn't mince words. Came out publicly and said Mayor Henyard has no authority over Park District land. He firmly believes she sabotaged the car show because it was scheduled too close to her house music event. And honestly, he's probably right. She didn't want competition. She wanted to hijack the car show crowd, spin the narrative, and make it seem like everyone came for her. To keep feeding this fantasy where she's beloved and relevant, the worst part, it didn't have to go down like this. All she had to do was be cool. That's it, show a little decency. But instead of collaborating, she came through with intimidation. And that's her go-to move. That's how she rolls. Anytime she wants something, she doesn't ask, she pressures. She steamrolls anyone in her way. That's been her strategy. From day one, intimidate to dominate. In her mind, if she's the loudest, the boldest, the most aggressive, she wins. That's how she thinks power works. But what it really does, it drives people away. It isolates her, turns allies into enemies. And if you asked her why people are mad, she'd probably say the same tired thing. They just mad because I'm black, young, and a woman. No, Tiffany, that's not it. Darren Bosley was just trying to host his annual car show and event. That brings the community together, something people genuinely enjoy. And what did you do? You bulldozed it because you couldn't stand the idea that his event might outshine yours. That's not leadership. That's sabotage. And don't pretend you didn't know the car show's date. It had been set for months. Honestly, I bet you planned your event for the same day on purpose. It's like, I'll schedule mine on the same day and pull all his traffic. But here's the wild parter, you didn't even tell him. No conversation, no heads up, no respect, just silence and a sneak attack. And when he didn't play into your setup, you flipped, then had the nerve to say, well, he could just move it to my event. Girl, why would he move his whole event? To your location, when you clearly didn't want him to have it at all? That makes no sense. The math is not mathing. The logic, broken. The screws, extremely loose. The barricades, the intimidation, the sneak plays. This isn't just petty. This is next-level bullying. But that kind of playbook doesn't work anymore. We're done with sitting quiet. We're stepping forwards, sharper, and wide awake to what's really happening. Let's not forget, this is the same Tiffany who used public employees and tax dollars to travel to Springfield for a charity event, her own name. FOX 32 exposed that. Think about it, public money used for a PR stunt meant to glorify herself. That's not service, that's straight-up self-promotion. If I could say something to Tiffany, get it together, for real. Clean up the mess you've made.
Oh.
Because this isn't leadership, it's a disaster. While real folks are using their own time and money to organize community events, you're out here sabotaging them for attention, clout. Try explaining that to Tiffany, oh. Wait, you can't. She doesn't care. She never did. She couldn't. Even fake it. That one time she tried, she couldn't look people in the eye. That's how fake it was. And here's the real heartbreak she had it made. Tiffany landed a position where she was pulling close to $400,000 a year, then funneled another $100,000 to her boyfriend. She had a whole operation, handing out public funds to her inner circle. Her Yasmin, her cronies with zero accountability. All she had to do was not fumble. But she couldn't help herself. She went full tyrant. And in doing that, she lost everything. Honestly, she never should have had that kind of power to begin with. And now, the village of Dolton and her office are silent on the latest chaos, but the Park District president, he's not keeping quiet. He's talking lawsuits against Tiffany and the village because she crossed serious lines. And you know what he should? Tiffany has a record of this. Behavior crossing legal and ethical lines every time. No boundaries, no rules, just a trail of lawsuits in her wake. And does she care? Not even slightly. She's like, it's not me getting sued, it's the village. Meanwhile, she's cashing checks and prepping her exit like none of it's her problem. But here's the twist maybe. We don't know where she is right now, but the feds, they do. They've got the documents, the timestamps, the bank records, and most importantly, they've got time to let her feel like she got away. Let her think she slid out clean. The truth, she didn't. Not even close. Anyway, y'all stay. Solid because me? I'm out. For real this time. But Mama loves you. You know she'll do peace.